All right, so there seems to be a disagreement, a somewhat large one, brewing amongst conservatives about the leaked Donald Trump tape where he literally admits to holding onto a classified document, even though he has said that he didn't have any classified documents. He has maintained his innocence the entire time. So, little background before we get into the clips here. On, I believe the original article from CNN was published on May 31st. They said Trump captured on tape talking about classified document he kept after leaving the White House. Federal prosecutors have obtained an audio recording of a summer 2021 meeting in which former President Donald Trump acknowledges he held on to a classified Pentagon document about a potential attack on Iran. And then, just a couple of days ago, CNN actually obtained that tape. They obtained the audio, and we are going to play this audio here for context.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Milley's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
That's right.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Milley, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look.
It's amazing.
This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him.
Wow.
We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Look at that.
Yeah.
I just found. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
This totally wins my case,
Mm-hmm.
Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time,
she'd send
Private
it.
email.
No, she'd send it to
Yeah.
Anthony Weiner,
Yeah.
the pervert.
Please print.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just saying because we were talking about it, and he said he wanted to attack Iran and what. These are the
You
papers.
did. It's
This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify
figure out
it.
yeah.
See, as president, I could have declassified
Yeah.
it. Now I can't, but this is
Yeah,
classified.
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's
He
so
said it.
cool. I mean, it's so. We here and I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
It's
you.
incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
It's so cool. Bring some Cokes in, please. Obviously, that tape speaks for itself. I don't need to comment on the fact that he literally said it was classified information. He can't declassify it now because he's no longer president, because, again, that was in 2021 after he was no longer president. But Ben Shapiro went on his show the day after the tape was leaked by CNN, and literally says that, yeah, Donald Trump admitted to what he said that he didn't do, and it's really fucking bad. He makes some other comments that I do totally disagree with, and I'm not going to play this clip in its entirety. I am going to pause and interrupt, so...
Okay, and then he proceeded to put his foot in his mouth about the classified documents case. So, let's just be real about this. Once again, should Donald Trump be prosecuted for the exact same crime that Hillary Clinton was basically let off the hook for? He shouldn't. If it doesn't work for Hillary, it doesn't work for Trump. However,
so we're gonna examine after we watch some of these clips, just very, very briefly, because this has been talked about so many times by so many different people. I think I've even mentioned it on the channel before. They are not the same thing. And Hillary Clinton was not let off the hook because there were multiple investigations, FBI investigations, into what Hillary did and the whole email thing that, the conservatives love to joke about. They say, oh, she should be in prison for that. They found no criminal violations. But again, we're going to examine just a really good comparison that I found between what Trump did and what they say Hillary did.
does that mean that Donald Trump did not do the thing he's accused of doing? It doesn't mean that either. Donald Trump pretty much admits on tape to doing the thing that he's accused of doing.
Yeah.
Those two things you should hold in your mind at the same time. The prosecution is politically motivated and unjust on the part of Merrick Garland, no question. Also, does what he did, does that fulfill the elements of the crime? I mean, from the evidence that we've seen so far, pretty obviously, yes. So you'll recall Donald Trump was accused in the indictment of having taken documents that he was not supposed to take, and then he was given every opportunity.
Classified documents. I think he purposely decided not to use the word classified there, but
By the DOJ and by the National Archives and by the FBI to turn those documents back in. Not only did he not turn the documents back in, he instructed his lawyers to go say that he had turned the documents back in, and they have contemporaneous text messages of Donald Trump saying to his own people, Walt Mata, who's now under indictment also, that he should move those boxes around without the lawyers knowing about it.
that that short little explanation that he gave of the events that have been thus far, I would actually say is pretty accurate for someone like Ben Shapiro. That was pretty accurate.
Okay, that's a problem, guys. And I'm not somebody who's thinking that Donald Trump was like taking these secrets and distributing them all over the place. I think Donald Trump has a weird, meticulous, hoarder-like attachment to things that he thinks are his.
What?
But does that mean that he didn't fulfill the tenets of, there are elements of, this is how law works. There's a law. The law says here are the things that the crime constitutes, A, B, C, and D. Did he hit all of those? I mean, by his own admission, kind of, yes, now he is trying to walk that back because there's tape of him literally saying, and we played it yesterday, there's tape of him literally saying, here are classified documents. I could have declassified. I didn't declassify.
Yeah.
Here they are. I will show them to you, a not classified person. And now he is walking through a variety of excuses. So here was excuse number one yesterday. Being his lawyer must be so tiring. Don't talk. Be quiet. Stop talking to the media. Stop it. You have a legal defense to make. Just say that the prosecution is unjust. You'll have exactly the same impact. Just say the prosecution is politically motivated. You'll have exactly the same impact. Instead, we get this, which will all be put into evidence at the trial.
So now that we've heard this recording, does that undercut what you told Brett Baer just a week ago?
I had, and I said it very clearly, I had a whole desk full of lots of papers and mostly newspaper articles, copies of magazines, copies of different plans, copies of stories having to do with many, many subjects. And what was said was absolutely fine and very, very perfectly. We did nothing wrong. I'm covered by the Presidential Records Act. I'm covered also by the Clinton Sox case. It's a very important case. It's law. And we did absolutely nothing wrong. This is just another hoax. It's called, I would say, election interference more than anything else.
And just for context here, sorry to interrupt, Joe Biden and Donald Trump's Vice President Mike Pence, they both were found to have had documents they were not supposed to be in possession of. And as soon as the archives people hit up Mike Pence and Joe Biden's teams, they said, look, take whatever you want, whatever we're not supposed to have, absolutely, and that was it. That was it for them. The media still reported on that, but that was the end of that for them. Donald Trump, like Ben Shapiro said, just didn't do what he was supposed to do. That's why we're at where we're
You're not concerned then with your own voice on those recordings?
My voice was fine. What did I say wrong on those recordings? I didn't even see the recording. All I know is I did nothing wrong. We had a lot of papers stacked up. In fact, you could hear the rustle of the paper, and nobody said I did anything wrong, other than the fake news, which of course is Fox too.
Now, that's where that clip ends. But if you noticed, and you heard it in the recording, Donald Trump literally said, I haven't heard the recordings, and then 2 seconds later says, you can hear the papers rustling. Very specific detail on just a 2-minute recording. He knows a very specific detail because we did hear papers rustling in that recording. And he seems to know there's papers rustling in the recording, but he said that he hadn't actually heard the recording. So, yeah, call him bullshit on that one. And so is, I guess, him.
He literally says in a 20-second segment at the very end, I didn't hear the recording. You could hear the papers rustling. And then he apparently was speaking to Semaphore. Why is he talking? First of all, why is he talking to Semaphore and ABC News? They both hate him. Why? What is the point of this? Quote, I would say it was bravado, if you want to know the truth. It was bravado. I was talking and just holding up papers and talking about them, but I had no documents. I didn't have any documents. And then he said that when he used the word plans, right, because he says that in the recording, he's pretty obviously talking about attack plans on Iran. That's what he is talking about in the recording. He mentions General Milley. He talks about an unspecified country. It's pretty obviously Iran. He says
I think they
that he was referring
said
not
Iran.
to attack plans on Iran. He was referring to, I kid you not, golf building plans. Quote, did I use the word plans? What I'm referring to is magazines, newspapers, and plans of buildings. I had plans of buildings, building plans. I had plans of a golf course. Yes, I'm sure that you were holding up plans of a golf course while discussing General Milley's plans to attack Iran. Like, do you think the prosecutors are going to have fun with this? If you are rooting for Trump, then he has to have a plan. That plan should be meticulous. He's going to end up in a court of law on all of this. Would you like to see him not go to jail? Then perhaps he should stop talking like this. It is not smart. It's just not smart. Put aside whether you like or hate the guy.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump isn't really a smart guy, Ben. So again, I don't think that him saying, this isn't smart. He's not a smart guy.
It's not a smart thing to do this. You're in the middle of a legal proceeding. Listen to your lawyers. And again, what does this do? It means that Democrats get to talk all day long about Trump. All day long they get to talk about Trump. They don't have to talk like we did about Bidenomics. They don't have to talk about Joe Biden being as corrupt as the day is long. They don't have to talk about the fact that Merrick Garland has pretty now obviously been shown to be a liar.
Yes, obviously that's very much not true. Again, the biggest issue that I was taking with what Ben Shapiro was saying there, that the prosecution is politically motivated. No, it's not. It's not politically motivated. That's a ridiculous cope, in my opinion, because it is. It really is a ridiculous cope. But now, over on Fox News, there seems to be a different story regarding the tape. Sean Hannity in this clip here is pretty much going to say that, the tape is not a big deal. Donald Trump lies a lot.
Well, number one, he's right about Hillary Rodham Clinton, top secret classified documents on our servers, outlined extensively by Jim Comey in July of 2016, but no reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. Now, while he did say, this is stuff that he got from the military that would be highly confidential and secret, and says at another point, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I couldn't. But now, it would still be a secret. That does not confirm for me whether or not specifically this document was declassified or not. Was that actually the real document, or was it a story that he was telling? And my understanding is that particular document was never found by the special counsel or by, the raid at Mar-a-Lago. But I might be mistaken on that. I don't think I am.
Yeah, so Sean Hannity's defense was literally Donald Trump lies so much that he was probably lying on the tape about it being a classified document. It was probably just a lie because he lies so much. I can't tell you guys how much I am enjoying watching Ben Shapiro loathe over the fact that Donald Trump is literally this dumb, but then also enjoying the fact that Sean Hannity is also just as dumb, if not more. But we have one more clip here. This is a guy who works for Real America's Voice. I honestly do not know his name. Some fucker with a MAGA hat on, so you already know that whatever he's gonna say is gonna be a steaming pile of shit. But here is random MAGA guy shouting his support for Donald Trump from the mountaintops.
To the leftists in America, and I believe I'm speaking for MAGA when I say this, we don't give a damn what that recording says. Honestly, if you listen to the recording, all it shows is that President Trump was showing how attacked he was for putting America first. The mainstream media and how all of these leftists, this coup attempt against him, what was going on when he was president, even by the military-industrial complex, we're supposed to be taking his orders, but we're working to undermine him. And all you have to do is look at what's happening now, and it proves his point.
Yeah, yes. I mean, this guy, I'm not surprised I don't know how this guy's not president of the United States with all of all the sense that he's making here. I mean, this is
They're going
amazing.
after him, this fraudulent indictment against President Trump. So no, I don't care what the recording says. You could bring out 100 other recordings of President Trump. What I know is President Trump put America first, and the Democrats in Washington to the leftists in America.
So that's most Republicans, that's most MAGA Trump supporters for you. They literally do not care at all about anything. So when a recording comes out about Trump, literally holding on to classified documents, when Donald Trump tries to overthrow our government because he lost a free and fair election, whatever it is regarding Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's why, again, there's really just no point in even putting up or talking with any of these crazy fuckers because they are literally so brainwashed. I don't even know how they are able to function on a daily basis. But last thing here, I found this really good NBC article. It was worded at least better than I think I would have been able to word it, about what happened with Hillary Clinton and what's going on with Donald Trump. In the case of Clinton, the FBI examined her use of a private email server for official governmental communications while she was Secretary of State. The federal law issue provided for up to 5 years incarceration for the unauthorized removal of classified material and for retaining that material in an authorized location. Ultimately, the government failed to establish that Clinton had acted criminally. Again, there were multiple different investigations about what Hillary supposedly did. While we seem to be far from the conclusion of the Trump investigation, we know that the Clinton investigation was lengthy and extensive. Apart from the FBI's criminal investigation, the Office of the Inspector General of the State Department issued a report on her handling of classified material, and numerous committees of Congress launched their own largely partisan investigations. The FBI found no evidence of criminal actions in Clinton's use of a private email server, and a Justice Department Inspector General report on the FBI's and its own Clinton investigation lent further support to the conclusion that there were no criminal violations. And again, I always encourage everybody that watches my videos, please go and research this stuff for yourself. I think doing your own research is extremely important. But that's going to be it for the video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.